Hello, I'm Noel, that's Antonia from Boxtail Soup Theatre Company, and this is a quick boxtail scoop, just me on my own, she's covered in glue. It's a bit of a strange one this week, a bit of a quick one really, and as you can see, normally we'd tidy up for you and we kind of try and move everything out of the way of the camera's view so that we can make it a nice sort of tidy table to present what we've been doing. This week we have been just trying to get as much done as possible. So on Monday we begin a week of R&D for Hansel and Gretel. And as we've said in the past, you know, it's always great to have as much as you possibly can ready to sort of try out in rehearsals, because often if you don't have it there, then you won't experiment with it and you won't use it. So we've been trying to get as much as possible done, which means that we've been kind of frantically covering stuff, papier-mâchéing stuff, finishing off bits of set, trying to get some of the painting done in preparation for these next few days of rehearsal. And consequently, today we thought, well, you know what, we're just going to carry on working. Antonia is obviously mid papier-mâchéing here, she's just trying to get this tree covered. So we haven't tidied up. So you can see what it really looks like most of the time when we're working in here, when we're making a show. Right, so first of all, I'm just going to very briefly show you what we've been up to. To be perfectly honest, a lot of it doesn't look, it's not like we've got a lot of new objects or new items or new puppets that we've created, because we've really been making kind of incremental process in finishing those objects off and tidying things up. So I'm just quickly going to move this chair out of the way slightly and show you these little bits of set. So these are the larger bits of set. And one of the things I've been doing this week is to cut pieces out of them and add little bits of detail. So, as you can see, this is for Hansel and Gretel's little house there. And you should just about be able to see the door behind me here. It's had some windows cut out. I've also added a couple of little flaps where we've got doors in there, or we've got little magnets and little things that will hold flaps shut and allow us to open little windows and stuff in those bits of set. You can see there's a smaller tree here that Antonia is trying to get covered right now, and that tree is also going to include this unusual looking object here.
Yeah, this tree is part of the gingerbread. Once it turns around, it's part of the gingerbread cottage, isn't it?
Yeah, so once we've revealed that door over there, this tree will also turn around and be kind of part of the interior of the gingerbread cottage. And what happens with this is, in fact, this attaches in to the inside of that tree. So when it's stuck to the tree, you can't see through the back of it where these holes are here. And we'll be able to open these little doors here. And basically this will be the witch's oven. So this will be the oven in the gingerbread house.
We're hoping to be able to get a little fire, sort of a flame fire going in. We'd like to get a light in there, wouldn't we, so that we can actually get a flickery.
Yeah, it'd be great to get a little flickering light in the bottom of there. And we've also got a little concealed flap in that tree, which means that we can have things come out of the oven. We can push them through from the back. So that's all coming along very nicely. We've also managed to cover, well, Antonia's done it all this week, all of the covering for these. We've covered these little tree stump things that we had, and I also reinforced the inside of them, so they've actually got another cross of foam board on the inside that's also been covered.
We've tried standing on them and we didn't break them or ourselves.
So we can sit on them. We've both been able to stand on them, so they can carry even my weight, 76 kilos, whatever it is. So that's good. All three of those are done and ready to go. And then if I just reach over here, we've also started covering the puppets' heads, so painting up the puppets' heads.
You've been having a tiny bit of a nightmare with some of those spray cans today, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, most of the time the spray paint behaves really nicely and goes on very, very evenly. Every now and then you have a can that causes you a little bit of a problem or has a little bit of a hiccup, and obviously then, you know, that means that it sort of messes up the work as you're going along. So we've had a few little problems with these. They still need neatening up quite a lot, so I'll do a lot of work where I'm putting on bits of masking tape and just neatening up edges. And they also have some fabric added on to the faces that's the same as the bodies, to kind of tie them together so that it looks like it's all part of.
Yeah, because
You
at
know,
the
the same
moment, if you
creature.
put the head onto the body, it looks a little bit separate.
So if
Obviously,
I
they're
just-
a bit scary because they haven't got their eyes on.
If I just kind of hold up the rabbit's head there, yeah, you can see that it doesn't really look like it sort of marries with the body at the moment, but we'll add some fabric onto there, and yeah, obviously we'll put their eyes back on as well. That's crucial to making them seem a bit more friendly. So yeah, that's pretty much it really. Like I say, we've just been trying to get as much as we can ready for the R&D starting on Monday, and hopefully then it means that we've got plenty of stuff to use and to play with while we're coming up with ideas for the show.
And it was important, wasn't it, that just one more thing I suppose, that we made sure that the things that we covered in papier-mâché were the things that we needed to use and abuse a little bit next week. So if we hadn't covered these, they might have been a bit too fragile. It's just nice to have certain things that we know we're going to actively want to play with a bit more firmed up. So
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
that's great.
One other quick thing I just wanted to show, because we had someone leave another comment last week asking specifically whether we could show the backs of these puppets and show exactly what's happening with the wings. So I'm going to rely on the autofocus here. We'll have to see whether this works or not. So we showed you the fronts of the puppets and the way that the wings move when you pull the little ribbon. And all it is a ribbon attached halfway down each wing, and it's just a single ribbon that you pull on to make the wings move. Now on this particular one, because you want the wing to move like that and not to be pulled backwards, we've also got a tiny little ribbon strap over the top there that stops this from sliding down the back of the body. It means that when it's being pulled, it's pulling from there because this strap holds it in place. And then it's exactly the same thing on the magpie there. We've got these little straps at the top that are holding this ribbon in place and stopping it from pulling out the back. And I hope that was clear enough. And sorry for the chaos. Obviously we're just trying to get everything finished. Thank you very much for watching, and of course if you've enjoyed it, if you've been enjoying these videos, leave us a like. If you've got any questions, leave us a comment. We do our best to answer, and possibly even subscribe. Otherwise, we'll see you next time, hopefully with some of the ideas that we've come up with in the Research and Development Week. Thanks.